Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. In this one we're going to be reacting to the finale for Band of Brothers called Points. Recap?
The last episode was basically about Easy Company moving into Germany and discovering concentration camps for the first time. And it was quite a brutal episode because of how they showed their reaction to finding them for the first time. And it was a hard episode to kind of digest as well. And what they realized was there were loads of these camps all over Germany, and the Russians had found one that was almost 3 times the size of the one that they found. And the one they found was massive.
But yeah, initially they went in. They've been told to go to the Alps because Hitler had deployed his Waffen SS to sort of use guerrilla tactics.
I think mainly because about 300,000 soldiers surrendered.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a beautiful shot of them driving in, and the soldiers are walking out.
Yeah. Whilst some of the men are sort of patrolling the nearby forest, they come across the camp, and that was a rough one. It was a rough watch, that episode, mainly because it's portrayed so well in just how horrific it was, how horrific the conditions were when one of the guys is explaining what they're there for and explaining it to Winters, and someone else is with him. I can't remember who it is. Winters and a few other men. I can't remember who was translating, but as he's explaining, like Winters is asking, why are you here? What is this place, kind of thing. It's just heartbreaking to just see it in everyone's eyes, and you can see some of the conditions. I don't know how they did the guy. There was one guy carrying another one, a really old man, and he was just skin and bones. And I don't know how they. I don't know whether that was. I don't know how they've done that effect, but it was so well done, and just how horrific it was. And then Nix. Another portion of the show is Nix, who's in search of the ever-evading VAT 69. And because he's finding it rough because he's having to go through these jumps, and all the soldiers are dying beside him. This one specific instance, the CO died, so he has to write all the letters back home to say your sons have died, kind of thing. It's kind of hitting him hard. And then he got a letter saying that his wife is divorcing him and taking his dog. She doesn't even like the dog. Why is she taking the dog?
He did say that, didn't he?
Yeah. But the entire episode was centered around essentially the concentration camps. There was one portion where one of the men said the women's camp is further down the road, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad they didn't show that, because that would have been, I don't even know.
That would have been hard to stomach.
That would have been very hard to stomach. I don't know. Don't want to know what they were doing to.
I think what was quite hard also was the bit when they liberated them, and they were giving them food, and one of the medics who's quite high up in, it
was like a chief doctor or something, right?
Yeah, and he was like, you've got to put them back because you're actually going to kill them if you give them too much food. And it's like, so you.
And he had to translate to them, and it was just heartbreaking. He just couldn't do it. But essentially that happened, and then skipped right to the end where Nix gets the news that Hitler's died. He shot himself killed himself in his bunker. But the war isn't technically over. They still have to go somewhere else. Essentially, I'm assuming clean up. I assume this episode will be like a lot of clean up, and maybe the boys going home finally. But let's see what happens in this finale. Finale episode, Points. Let's check it out. Zell am See, Austria. Oh wow, that looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And more than a year since we'd first gone to war. Not knowing what would happen to us. How long we'd be fighting.
Okay, so this is going to be narrated by Winters.
Winters.
Look at this. It's paradise.
Also, it's interesting because they're not wearing any gear. Well, Nixon is, but
Yeah, I heard reports about a red-headed Eskimo.
oh wow,
That's a good photo.
What do you think you'll do after this?
I get some breakfast.
I don't think that's what he meant.
I had a meeting with Colonel Sink.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, discussed the possibility of staying.
Oh?
oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, as a career.
Nix looks like he's had enough.
I think he can't wait to go. Well, he hasn't got anything to go home to, but he still can't wait to go home.
He needs to get that dog back.
Yeah.
In New Jersey, Nixon Nitration Works.
Well, sounds picturesque.
Yeah. Well, oddly enough, I know the owners.
Family business.
Thought maybe I'd drag you with me.
Are you offering me a job?
We'll see how you do in your interview, but
Yeah, I'll think about it.
I suppose they're so close to the end that they can think about it. Up until now, they wouldn't have been able to actually.
Have that thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd entered Bavaria in early May, with the hopes of capturing Berchtesgaden. Although Hitler was dead, he had apparently ordered the SS to make it their last stand. The first step was blocking the roads.
Oh, God. Ooh. You're going to have to do more than that.
I was gonna say you might need a tank.
Well, if you're the SS, you're not going to let us waltz into Hitler's house. Probably throw a few rocks at us yourself.
So the French are going to beat us to the Eagle's Nest.
I don't think that's gonna do it.
When you put one, like, in, like, a bit further in. Ooh. Good
Okay,
shot.
that might.
Now you fire up 2nd Battalion and outflank that French son of a bitch.
Yes, sir. One easy company in the lead. Have the men assembled down on the Autobahn.
Eerie.
It's such a beautiful town.
Any natives?
Such a
This is
shame
the one time you
evil
can't
lived
deny
there.
being a true Nazi.
Yeah.
The main place? The main
Headquarters?
yeah.
Well, it's probably the town. The town's like kind of headquarters.
no.
What the hell is he doing?
Cleaning shop. I'm
Was
confused.
what was
Are
he
they
doing? Was
expecting
he,
someone? Yeah.
was he laying the table or someone?
What is
Dumbass.
he waiting?
Kitty would love this. How many brides get a wedding present from Hitler? I don't even think about it.
You got enough silverware.
Oh yeah, he did take loads of silver
Yeah.
last time, didn't he?
Yeah, but like, are they expecting someone for breakfast? Because it's like
I don't know.
They have the spread.
Take the Eagle's Nest.
That's what he wanted to hear, innit?
The Eagle's Nest was a surprise birthday present for Hitler. A mountaintop stone retreat, 8,000 feet up, accessible by a gold-plated elevator.
Whoa.
And the man was afraid of heights.
Well, that's fucking idiotic, isn't it?
Oh, he shot himself. Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. How was that?
Campaign.
Oh, well done. Lucky. That's the first time I saw Spears jump. And it's because of a
Yeah.
champagne cork. They're just sitting there getting drunk.
Yeah. Look how many bottles they've had.
Oh my god.
Love what you've done with the place. Hey, have a drink. Come on.
I kind of don't blame it. It's like a mountaintop view. The sun's
Yeah.
beaming. You got free booze.
No one's there.
Effective immediately. All troops stand fast on present positions. German army surrendered.
Way!
Then go home.
I got a present for you. Come on.
Why did you go serious there all of a sudden?
It's probably because it's so surreal that it's actually happening. That's
Yeah.
the point where you're like, well,
Need to think about next steps, or I couldn't imagine this would have happened.
yeah, bit of both.
Hermann Goering's house? We discovered it yesterday.
I was
Had
Goring's
it on
house.
double guard ever since.
Is it one thing or is
10,000
it like
bottles
a...
of the world's finest liquor, wine, and champagne helped Easy Company mark the day that war in Europe
Whoa,
came
that's
to
a
an end.
lot of...
bottle.
Take what you want and have each company take a truckload.
Happy VE Day. VE Day?
Victory in Europe.
Here. You know what Nix is searching for straight away. There's no way he's found it straight
Instead of an
away.
aggressive combat unit, we became an occupation force. And no one wanted to leave Berchtesgaden. Until they saw Austria.
How beautiful it is.
Wow, it's picturesque.
So you reckon they'll make us run up those or ski down them?
The normalcy of when you're not fighting each other and shooting each other, you just casually walk past each other, surrender. You know, do you know what I mean? It's just...
It's weird. 6 months ago, they would have been.
They could have killed each other, yeah. Now it's just casually walking past each other.
Following orders, isn't it?
Yeah. Whoa. What the hell is that?
A chateau. I think it looks lovely. Someone let us know in the comments where this is. It looks so beautiful.
I wonder what will happen to us, to people like you and me, when there are finally no more wars to occupy us. Please accept this as my formal surrender, Major.
You may keep your sidearm, Colonel.
This was quite civil. This was very civil.
Each small advance is gained by sheer grit in the face of withering fire from a suicidal enemy being slowly hammered back in.
Oh, it was the Japanese.
Yeah. So even though the war in Europe is over, I think it's still carrying on
in the Pacific.
For a while,
Yeah.
So, when are we going? We don't have a date yet. We gonna tell the men right away? Some of them will have enough points to go home instead.
That's what I mean by points.
But I want those veterans who are staying, all new replacements ready to fight. It means troop reviews, but above all, it means physical training. Get your NCOs on it.
Yeah.
Man, it's literally, like I said 2 minutes ago, it's literally just finished. Now they have to...
Yeah, carry on.
Oh, God damn it, Shifty.
How many points you need? 15? 15? Jesus Christ, I thought I had it bad.
I wonder how this points
works. Yeah,
system
how many
works.
points do you need?
Yeah.
General Taylor is aware that many veterans, including Normandy veterans, still do not have the 85 points required to be discharged.
Okay, 85.
The anniversary of D-Day, he has authorized a lottery to send one man home in each company. The winner is... Sergeant Daryl C. Powers! That's how it's done, Shifty!
There's no other names in the hat.
That's really heartwarming, actually.
At the 101st Airborne Division will definitely be redeployed to the Pacific.
Oh, damn.
At 0600 hours, we will begin training to go to war.
Whew. Out of the frying pan.
Back home in Virginia, I just don't rightly know how I'm going to explain all this.
You're a hell of a fine soldier, Shifty. There's nothing more to explain.
Two days later, Shifty Powers was on a truck headed for the rear and a boat home. Unfortunately, the truck was hit head-on by a drunken corporal from another regiment.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Shifty had a broken pelvis, a broken arm, and a bad concussion. He survived, but had to spend the next few months in a series of hospitals.
Oh, for...
I wish I could say that he was our only casualty in Austria.
How idiotic was that?
Going back to Kitty.
Harry, do you really think that Kitty hasn't run off with some 4F by now?
That's deep. That is harsh.
Guts and Glory here applied for a transfer.
What?
13th Airborne are heading out for the Pacific right away.
I can't let him go by himself. He doesn't know where it is.
Nix is going with him. He's not going back home. This is kind of sad.
So you were given command of the company on D-Day?
That's right.
That's right. He's a legend.
Oh, yeah, the guns, yeah.
That's when it was really panicky and he just decided, I'm going to take control of the situation.
You got through Bastogne without having to fire your weapon.
That is correct, sir.
And you were on the line the whole time.
Yes, sir.
So quite crazy when you think about it like that.
Yeah,
It was unrelenting, just the shelling.
Why do you want to leave your men?
Well, it's not that, sir. It's just that if the war was still on in the Pacific and I could do some good over there.
You think you need more combat experience to get stars on your helmet? Let me tell you something, son. You've done enough.
Facts.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It's not my objective.
Major, I took this meeting out of respect for your achievements. And for the 101st. And frankly, I think you men have earned the right to keep you around.
Oh, that was nice.
This is where the guy lives, right here.
Which camp?
Whatever camp.
Did he say that one of the people that were running the concentration camps is in that barn?
Personal to you.
No, it's a goddamn order.
Does Major Winters know about this? What if this guy's just a soldier? What if he's an officer with no ties to the SS?
There's one of the soldiers who...
At the camp.
Okay.
You think he's a soldier like you and me? Fucking innocent German officer?
Wer sind Sie? Was machen Sie hier?
What?
Trockenleiden. Sie täuschen sich! Sie können nicht hier reinkommen! Sie können nicht hier reinkommen!
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm assuming he's going to shoot him.
They let me shit out of him.
He's guilty. Liebgart says so. He probably is.
Yep, just straight shot him. Oh god, he didn't even...
Shoot him! He grazed him, basically. Oh,
who the fuck shot him?
The other guy.
Okay. But was he?
Well, according to this guy, it says that he was.
He had intel that it was.
Officers don't run.
The war's over, anybody would run.
I mean, also, you did graze him in the neck with your pistols. He's not going to sit there, is he?
Franz wants the best.
Italy would be second for me.
Having a casual conversation whilst having a smoke.
81. Eh? I have
so
81
close.
points.
Yeah, but what? How does he earn 4 points? Someone in the comments, please let us know how you earn points. And what points constitutes what. Oh, easy! Oh god.
Did he...
Oh shit, it completely flipped
They didn't
over.
even stop. Yeah, they didn't even stop.
Oh shit!
He was dead when they brought him in.
Not like this, man.
75 points.
The enemy had surrendered, but somehow men were still dying.
It's weird, isn't it?
What they did have plenty of were weapons, alcohol, and too much time on their hands.
So what? The brain will make you do stupid things?
I think it's more because they were. When you're in, obviously, when they were fighting, it's literally they're on edge all the time. So
Yeah, but they also have stuff to do. So they have time
Yeah.
on their hands, booze, and weapons. So they'll just do stupid stuff.
Just...
Wait here.
What the hell happened there?
Yeah, what is going on there?
They wouldn't give me any gas. Krauts.
So you shot them.
This fucking limey wouldn't listen. I think he was a major.
This is nuts. This is like absolutely nuts.
I guess I'll just use his jiba. I don't think he's gonna be needing it. Hold on a second now, right?
Ooh!
What the fuck?
What is wrong with these guys? They're killing each other now. What the? I know he's drunk, but still, what the fuck?
He's not gonna make it.
Oh my.
You can't operate on him?
Not me. You'd need a brain surgeon.
You find the shooter, I want him alive. Come on, help me.
What are you doing?
We're gonna go find a brain surgeon.
How'd you go find a brain surgeon? That prick needs to be punished.
That's what I'm saying. I'd find him first.
Get in the Jeep.
Where are we going?
To the hospital. Get in.
Oh, they found a...
If you want him to live, you'll help me. First, by putting that away.
Yes, but that doesn't do any good. He's a doctor. I understand what Winters was saying. Time, whiskey, and weapons is a bad combination, especially someone who's just been through a war, but that was extreme, what that guy did.
Oh, yeah.
You okay? Where is he?
Are they
He's
beating
gonna
him or
kill
something?
Isn't he? Yeah.
Is him?
That's him.
Ooh.
When you talk to an officer, you say sir.
Don't fuck with this guy, he's a Terminator.
He's literally the last person you want to fucking be bad-mouthing.
Okay.
He won, yeah.
Whew.
Have the MPs take care of this piece of shit.
Ground surgeon says he's gonna make it.
Oh, thank God for that.
Probably why I didn't kill him.
I don't know, I don't think that was it. Because he was shaking.
He was, yeah.
I'm guessing they were Hitler's photo album, sir.
So you looked at him, but you didn't take him?
That's right, sir.
You're dismissed.
Oh, I didn't understand that bit.
You better not be lying to me.
And why is he smiling?
I'd like to resign as company first sergeant. I miss being back amongst the men.
Well, I guess you've earned your right to demote yourself. All right, then report to Lieutenant Peacock.
He wants to be back with,
With the guys.
yeah.
I'm gonna stay with the men.
They need you, mate.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, they need him. They're tearing each other apart, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, it looks like it.
But others were stuck here unless we could find excuses to send them away.
So it's an airborne exhibition. You'll be like a technical advisor and make sure they get everything right.
Any way to get him...
Anyway, to get them, so he's sending the men, trying to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just like Shifty had, just his name in that, in the helmet. Yeah.
And your driver will drop you off at a hotel of your choice. And I don't think we'll see you back here anytime soon.
I won't let you down, sir.
You've earned it. You've earned it, yeah.
Yeah, look how...
Compared to that resistance fighter we saw.
Yeah.
Malaki's earned it. He's earned it.
You've given me the choice as to where to reassign you, and I thought battalion headquarters might be a good place.
Oh.
There is a German general who was a little PO'd about having to surrender to Private Babe Heffron from South Philly. I thought Second Lieutenant Carwood Lipton from West Virginia could soothe his ruffled feathers.
Is this the type of job I can expect from now on?
Yeah. Yeah. When we're not sunning ourselves by the lake.
In it. Living it up.
Literally.
With your permission, I would like to address my men briefly.
That'll be fine, General.
Who was that guy?
Hey, Sobel.
Oh, wow.
Captain Sobel?
Major Winters?
Captain Sobel.
Oh, he really didn't want to talk to him, did he?
Salute the rank, not the man.
Ooh. Learned the lesson there, Sobel.
Yeah.
God, that felt like...
It must be
that felt like
yeah.
a dagger for him.
Ihr seid eine ganz besondere Truppe.
You are a special group.
Unter Kameraden,
among brothers,
die Fuchshöhlen geteilt haben
who've shared foxholes,
und gemeinsam gelitten haben.
who've seen death and suffered together. I'm proud to have served with each and every one of you.
Frieden.
You deserve long and happy lives in peace.
Same message we would have said on our side, right?
Yeah.
No different.
Yeah.
Brothers on both sides.
It's a mirror image if you think about it.
Kinda,
In the sense
yeah.
that, you know.
Hey! Where's this? Did they just make a baseball field?
I think they did.
But Compton came back to see the company to let us know that he was all right. He became a prosecutor in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
He convicted Sirhan Sirhan in the murder of Robert Kennedy.
Oh, that's epic.
Wow.
David Webster became a writer for the Saturday Evening Post and Wall Street Journal. And later wrote a book about sharks.
He did study literature. I remember that.
Yeah.
He went out on the ocean alone and was never seen again.
Oh, shit. Well, that's messed up.
George Luz became a handyman in Providence, Rhode Island. And as a testament to his character, 1,600 people attended his funeral.
Wow.
Wow.
Doc Rowe died in Louisiana in 1998. Frank Briccani returned to Chicago and worked a postal route as a mailman.
Yeah, loads of souvenirs though. Just normal people with normal jobs.
Alton Moore returned to Wyoming with a unique souvenir. Hitler's personal photo albums. He was killed in a car accident.
Oh, Spears was having a go at where are his albums? Yeah, who stole them?
Carwood Lipton became a glass-making executive in charge of factories all over the world. Harry Welsh, he married Kitty Grogan.
Finally!
Spears stayed in the army, served in Korea, in 1958 returned to Germany as governor of Spandau Prison.
Wow.
Wow.
He retired a lieutenant colonel.
Well done, Spears.
He rose, yeah.
Sorry, I mean Terminator.
This morning, President Truman received the unconditional surrender from the Japanese.
So
war's over.
They didn't have to.
They didn't have to go to the Pacific.
Regardless of points, medals, or wounds, each man in the 101st Airborne would be going home. Each of us would be forever connected by our shared experience.
Brothers.
And each would have to rejoin the world as best he could.
Yeah, that must have been tough.
Yeah, after all of that you've seen.
Lewis Nixon had some tough times after the war. Then in 1956, he married a woman named Grace, and everything came together for him. My friend Lou died in 1995.
But he was happy.
Took up his job offer and was a personnel manager at the Nixon Nitration Works. But I chose not to go to Korea. I'd had enough of war. Finally finding a little farm. A little peaceful corner of the world.
He did say that's what he wanted to do. Remember the second episode when they landed?
And I do not think of the men I served with, who never got to enjoy the world without war.
It's sad for them.
Feeling
that is Winters,
Winters.
Right.
Happening,
yeah.
And it's a very unusual bonding.
We knew that we could depend on each other.
That's Lipton.
Oh, Lipton.
What's this?
Oh,
I would have never guessed Malarkey.
Yeah.
Than Bill Garnier and Joe Toy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Garnier. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it makes me cry. From this day to the ending of the world, we in it shall be remembered.
He still looks sharp there as well.
We lucky few, we band of brothers.
Ah.
For he who today sheds his blood with me shall be my brother.
That's a beautiful quote.
Question my grandson asked me the other day when he said, "Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?" No. But I served in a company of heroes.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
I applaud those men. And that's the end of the episode and the end of Band of Brothers. Thoughts?
As a series, I think it's actually one of the best.
It is definitely one of the best I've ever seen.
As in terms of World War II, that's one of the best I've seen. I think the way they portrayed and depicted what was going through the stories that they were telling were fantastic. It really, there were bits where you really felt like if you lose someone, you've lost a member of the team, or if something's kind of, it was just amazing. It's so difficult to put into words. But
Yeah, you're having a bit of difficulty explaining it as well. Yeah,
I felt like you were there, but
I get what you mean. The show itself was really well done in every aspect, whether it's the action, in terms of the fighting choreography, the
Even
props,
from the
sorry,
point of view that they had the episodes where they were recollecting.
Oh, then all the narrated episodes as well. They were brilliantly done. The acting, the casting, the writing, everything was just top notch. And it probably didn't take much to really get an emotional reaction out of you, because you really were rooting for all these men, and you felt an emotional connection as well with these band of brothers.
Yeah.
There were some heartbreaking episodes in a lot of them, if not all of them. Just speaking on the final episode, I always thought, like, at the end of the war, it's just everything. You just clean up and then everyone goes home. I didn't think of this aspect. There's a point of uncertainty when no one knows what's happening and the men are just stuck at a specific place.
I think also it's to do with when you want it to end, as in they must have wanted it to end so much that when it finally happened for the people that were still alive, it's what now. It's like a now what. We want to go and do this. It's like.
But also, I mean, logistically, when the war is ended, they're stuck there because what are the orders? We might do this. We might go there. What do you want to do? We also still want to know about the point system. How did that work? Is that something that's still...
I didn't know that. I found that quite interesting, actually.
Yeah. That they had. Yeah, they got points.
That would allow them to
does that still in effect, that point system? And how does it work? The psychology of the men surviving, you were saying, especially in that specific scenario, and a very lethal concoction of having nothing to do when you've been through some very intense moments, and you mix weapons and booze with that. At the end of a war, you face some very dangerous situations, but that was a very extreme situation. They saw then where the guy got shot.
I felt, that was just mad. That was mad. But I think also they did a good job of showing that scene at the end when the general was talking, isn't that? It's almost like that human. What's the word? It's how they actually let them speak to their own people and how they treated them after the war. You know, even the bit when Winter was talking to the guy, he was like, "Oh, here's my pistol."
It's civil.
It's very civil, and it's like, you know, I'm sure not everyone was like that, because you did see the guy who shot Thingy in the head. He just killed people because he was drunk, and he, you know.
I think that might have been an extreme situation, though. Even though we faced another part where was it Liebgott wanted to. He found basically the guy. Potentially found the guy who'd been given information, supposedly that this was one of the SS or one of the officers who took part in that concentration camp kind of thing. So you do have that.
Yeah, there is there is that as well.
But thankfully, a lot of the men at least found a picturesque scenery, some booze, and got to play baseball before they finally got given the information that the war in the Pacific had ended. So the war as a whole had completely ended as well.
I think also Winters as a person, seeing him grow and the decisions that he made as a leader were second to none.
I don't think he grew into becoming a leader. I think he inherently, instinctually was a leader. He'd always had that in him. He didn't grow to, you know what I mean? He didn't eventually learn. He always had that in him. And that's how he's been portrayed throughout the show, and that's how he's been probably throughout the rest of his life. The US Army and the Airborne and Easy were lucky to have someone like him there. Because that guy was a legend, absolute legend.
Even the type of, like, even when he was saying, like, when he's just not sending people home, but he's reallocating them. so they can stay away from battle or whatever.
He's a legend, man. He's a legend. And I'm sure I'll speak for you as well. We have nothing but respect for those who lay down their lives for those of us who don't have to and have a much easier life. I don't know who was or is still alive from any who we've seen. I doubt a lot because it's obviously a very, very long time ago. But rest in peace to those who have passed away. I will say after this we will be carrying on watching the companion piece to this, which was the Pacific, to see what that's like. I did read that it's not like Band of Brothers in terms of the psychological aspect, but it's still, I read, worth checking out. So hopefully you can stick around and watch our reactions for that. Thank you for watching our reactions to this, and let us know in the comments what did you think of this episode and the show as a whole and our reactions to it, and let us know if we've mucked anything up, please. And please give us more info on anything we've asked in the show, specifically in this episode about the point system. But other than that, please like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.